Hello Internet, I'm Nigel Winters here bringing you the news from last week in TV, video games, and movies. Let's do this! So it turns out AntMan was a huge success in the Chinese box office with an opening weekend sales figures of just below Avengers Age of Ultron. As a result, Marvel's manager of licensing said that as long as there's interest and demand, they will consider creating new content based off of Chinese characters and stories. The Western comics industry has historically had a lack of diversity in its cast that, while in the beginnings of the industry can kind of make sense considering the culture in which it was coming from, nowadays it's a little embarrassing. So I'm looking forward to all these great new stories that could be coming from Chinese influenced culture. So Nintendo is working on the new system. It's going to be called the NX, or at least that's currently the working title. There's a lot of rumors about it, and we know that Nintendo is very excited about it. They have described it as using industry-leading chips, leading some analyzers to hypothesize that means the NX system will be as powerful as the newer modern gaming consoles such as the PS4 and the Xbox One. However, based off of the dev kits that Nintendo has been giving out and just leaks and rumors everywhere, what we know of the NX right now, definitely for certain, is that NX doesn't necessarily refer to just the new handheld system that's coming out or the home console system that's coming out. Rather, NX should be seen rather more as a platform that Nintendo's developing that will be on both of their home and handheld systems. It's kind of like Windows 10, and that Windows 10 is on your PC, your laptop, your Windows Phone, and your Xbox One, but it's the same kernel running underneath every single system. It'll be similar to that. It's more of an operating system on top of all of Nintendo's services and products, thus allowing developers to have the same underlying layer for all of Nintendo's products, allowing for greater portability. This leading some analyzers to think that there will be a sort of console gaming but more handheld on the go. It's a little confusing right now. Again, it's mostly just speculation and rumor, but we do know that Nintendo is very serious about it because they're giving out dev kits to developers, and that they will be speaking more on it basically for the first time next year in 2016. Look forward to that. So have you guys heard of Pokemon Go? If you haven't, that's a little surprising. Let me recap it for you. It's an AR game for Pokemon. So it's a game that places Pokemon in real life. You'll have an app on your phone, and you'll have this little wristband watch thing that'll buzz and vibrate when you're near Pokemon, and then you can Pokemon battle. You can catch wild Pokemon in real life. You can challenge other trainers who also have the device. It will be a free app with in-app purchases. So that probably means things like Pokeballs and health potions, etc. that normally in the Pokemon games you would have to pay for, but here you still have to pay for it. You just don't get money from winning battles. Maybe you will. We don't really know all that much about it, but if you're thinking that Nintendo is probably a little wishy-washy on this whole concept, given that they don't really like handhelds, you are wrong. Nintendo's reluctance to get into mobile gaming, such as on your phone with Android and iOS and Windows Phone, Nintendo's actually really behind this product. Together with the Pokemon Company and Google, they're investing $20 million in Niantic, the developer behind Pokemon Go, with an additional $10 million if they meet certain development requirements. This is really cool, really exciting, and it shows that Nintendo's throwing a lot of weight behind this new game. They think it's going to be very successful. And given that Nintendo tends to micromanage a lot of things that they put a lot of money behind, that probably means the gameplay is going to be a lot of fun, because if there's one thing Nintendo knows how to do right, it's gameplay. Speaking of Nintendo properties where you really didn't expect to see them, Fatal Frame, made in Blackwater, is coming out on the Wii U this week. It's received kind of mediocre reviews, but here's the kicker. You can dress up the main character as either Princess Zelda or Zero Suit Samus. That's weird. I don't know if that's going to make the game more scary or less scary. Probably less scary if you're doing it as Samus, and more scary if you're doing it as Princess Zelda, because Princess Zelda is normally captured by Ganondorf in games, where Samus normally picks butt and chews bubblegum, and she's all out of gum. Bronies, guess what? Them's fighting herds, fully funded on Indiegogo. A brief history for those of you who don't know, this game was originally supposed to be a parody fan game for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but as a fighting game where the main characters and a couple of background characters would fight, because it's a fighting game. However, after years of development, Hasbro sent a cease and desist letter saying, "You can't use our property, stop it." So they had to get rid of all their work. But Lauren Faust, producer and developer for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, was excited by the original prospect and decided, you know what, Hasbro might not be playing very nice, but I will. And so is a creative developer for the game, helped create the characters and the world for their game. That's really awesome, I think, on Lauren Faust's part. And, you know, now they're fully funded, which means the game is going to be coming out soon. Yay! Also, in other brony news, it's been confirmed that Equestria Girls will be getting a 4th movie, which I'm a little bit excited about because they've only been getting better over time. Sunset Shimmer, great character. Finally, have you ever thought to yourself, you know what's a great game? Duke Nukem 3D. I only wish I could play it on the world's greatest gaming console, the Sega Genesis. Guess what? Now you can. It turns out that there was originally a port for the Sega Genesis of Duke Nukem 3D. However, the company that owned the exclusive rights to port it to the Sega Genesis was in Brazil and only released the game for Brazil. However, Pico Interactive bought the rights from that Brazilian company and are now selling cartridges, actual cartridges for the Sega Genesis for $55 of this game. So if you only want the second level of Duke Nukem that's been slightly modified to help actually work on the engine for the Sega Genesis, now you can. Take out your wallets, get out your Retron 5 and or that old gaming beast and have fun kicking butt and chewing bubblegum. And remember, you're all out of gum. That's all the time we have, and that's some of the news from last week. Tell me what you thought was most exciting in the comments below. I look forward to reading them, and if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Was there something that you wanted covered that I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, Ajay Quadages.